What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we've got our first exclusive look at Travis Scott aka LaFlame's upcoming Utopia University or Jack Goes Back to Class merch collection. Now before we get started, I wanted to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys check him out. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. Now it was just a couple of months ago that Travis Scott debuted his highly anticipated Audemars Piguet collab, and since then things on the merch front have been a little bit dry. But it was just this past week, in between vibing to Utopia, that we got the news of an upcoming collaboration featuring 28 different universities here in the United States and also combining forces with Lids, Fanatics, and his own Cactusjack. And while this collection will be available online at Travis Scott's website as well as Fanatics, fans will also be able to pick up some of these pieces at select Lids retailers and, more importantly, the universities that are participating. Now, as far as the collection itself, it's supposed to celebrate the collegiate spirit while fusing streetwear elements, and it's going to run you anywhere from $68 to $160 to give you an idea. And as you can see, it features a variety of items from backpacks to crew necks to sweaters and snapbacks. Now, as far as what this collection has to offer, we've got our first look at the Cactusjack UCLA collaboration. And this video is courtesy of someone who received a care package, so I don't believe the packaging will arrive like this unless you perhaps get a big bundle like we saw with the Utopia merch shipping in the past. In general, as you can see, it features basically the same collegiate apparel that you can pick up at any time, while also adding a subtle reference to the Cactusjack brand, whether it's the logo or a little patch as you guys can see there. Now through this video, you'll also see some examples of other universities that have also received this collaboration, but overall I don't think that the quality of these pieces are going to reflect the traditional Travis Scott merch pieces that we're used to. If anything, I get the impression that this collection is basically taking whatever school apparel already exists and adding a subtle influence from Cactusjack's aesthetic and style. And for example, on that Texan tee right there, you can see what looks like kind of the barbed wire styling that Travis Scott has used in the past. Now with that being said, I want to again acknowledge that this collaboration is with 28 different universities, so if they actually have different designs for every single one, that would be pretty impressive, and shout out to Travis for actually putting in some effort and not just treating this as another cash grab. As we saw on his most recent Utopia tour, we got a lot of city exclusives, and although a lot of the designs were pretty much repeating themselves, I want to believe that they actually put in a little bit more effort when it came to these designs. Now I do want to mention again that this collection is supposed to range from $68 to $160, so it's not necessarily the most expensive, and I don't expect to see any kind of crazy pieces, perhaps with some crew necks or hoodies being the most expensive. And I do have to say, while I attended UCF myself, I didn't have a ton of school spirit, especially while we were trash, so I think that this collection is pretty cool to get people involved and honestly a little bit hype about where they're going. And with that being said, I'm going to try my best to attend the release date on April 4th and hopefully get some dope footage if they have anything special going on, and just show you guys what the collection looks like in person in case you're on the fence about picking up any of these pieces. Now when I first saw the news earlier this week of this upcoming Travis Scott collab, I absolutely was not surprised at all because this is LaFlame we're talking about here, aka the king of merch. But when I saw that it was an upcoming collab with Fanatics, things started to make a little bit more sense, as Travis Scott was seen hanging out with Michael Rubin here, the owner, for quite some time over the last couple of months. And since LaFlame is wearing his upcoming Jumpmanjack Jordan collaboration in that photo, I thought it was the perfect time to remind you guys they're finally releasing this upcoming April 30th for a retail price of $200. So you might as well like this video for good luck, because you know they're going to be hard to get your hands on. And speaking of these Jumpmanjacks, Travis Scott and Michael Rubin, we also got a preview of an unreleased upcoming Jumpmanjack colorway courtesy of Michael Rubin a couple of months ago, highlighting a brand new blue colorway which is new for Travis Scott and we haven't seen him use since the Travis Scott Cactusjack 4s. And I'd love to know in the comments how you guys feel about these in general and if these are going to be a cop or a drop for you. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I also wanted to remind you we've got the upcoming Canary Yellow Travis Scott Jordan 1 Lows, or nicknamed the Elk and Highs, where he went to high school. And while there's a speculated release date of this upcoming May or just over the summer in general, I think it would be really raw if he shock dropped these during this upcoming release, just because it all has to do with the school spirit. And maybe I'm just reaching, but again, I think that would be pretty raw. And in some unrelated news, I also anticipate in the future we may get a Travis Scott WWE collab, because if you guys didn't know, he hooked up with Triple H in the WWE just a couple of months ago, so stay tuned. And if you're interested in some more Travis Scott related content in which he collabed with another sports organization in the past, I'll go ahead and include this video of his Houston Rockets collab in the description. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are on Travis Scott's upcoming Utopia University collaboration. I do hope that the pieces have some effort to them and they're not just simply a cash grab, but I guess that remains to be seen. As always guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen. Remember to stay safe out there, and remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.